Subu, bringing crafting to you, and today I'm going to case a card by Di's Den. She does Wowzer Wednesdays apparently. First time I've seen her. She's done a standard C6 size card. So I have transposed her design into into a 5x7 card and added a little extra. But I loved the design, so I thought I can do something with that. So she doesn't put the plant pot in. She might only have an happy birthday, say, down here, whereas I've added quite a bit, and this is what I've done inside. So without further ado, I'm going to do this one in Petunia Pop and in pink. Yes, that's right, I am doing it in that. Okay, so we're starting off with a card base. I've got one out, I know we did. I'll get another one out because I can't see it. Okay, so if you know me, I like stick it in my trimmer. And so this card base is a 10x7, scored down the middle at 5, and then we're going to just score this. So if you butt it up against here, you will get, it doesn't matter which side you've got, you won't get that nasty overlay. So just firmly do it on both sides. Okay, so that's your card base. And then we need a piece of DSP, and so I'm using 6x6, the in colours that we've got some, well, they still are current and they will remain with us, but new colours are coming out. Right, now where's my bit of paper? There it goes. So I want to put it in 5.5. Now if you've got directional paper like this is a bit directional, I want to make sure that I cut my 5.5 inches first in the direction I want the paper to go on the card. So don't discard this, because for a change I'm using all the sheet of paper. You get very little left. There, that, and then we're going to turn it and we're going to cut it at 5 3/8. So 5 3/8. Okay, 5 3/8. That's it. Okay, as I say, don't discard that. We're going to use that later. Right, now I'm going to turn it back to the 5.5 inch side, and we're going to score this at 1 inch. So 1 inch, you want to score it at 1 inch, 1.5, 2.5, yeah, 2.5, 2.5, 3, 4, and 4.5. Okay, now we'll still need our trimmer, so I'm going to do something on that. Okay, so turn it so that you've got your 5 3/8, beg your pardon, and the first score line you are going to fold up, so that's your valley fold. Then turn it back, you're going to do a concertina, so you're folding it back on itself, bring it forward again, and your next one, fold. So we're making a concertina, turn it back on itself, and there, and so we've got, you want a mountain, a valley, mountain, valley, where are you? Yeah, valley, it's hard to see, valley, and we'll finish off with a mountain. Okay, now I'm just roughly going to just crease very roughly on both sides. Okay, then as you have the flatter piece to the left, you have the flappy bit, the raised up bit to the right. We are going to turn that, we're going to open it up, turn it so that we're going to put it in at 1.5. Let me get this. Yes, you're going to turn it so that you've got it at 1.5, or you can just use a ruler to measure up. I use my trimmer for practically everything, so that's 1.5. And then I want to measure down 2 inches. So actually, to do this, I'm going to turn that round so that my one that I've just marked is on the right hand side. Can you see? It's just that tiny mark there. And I'm going to mark it at 2 inches. So put it in at 2 inches, and I'm just going to mark. Okay, so you could do with a ruler if you wanted. So you're going to mark down at 2 inches. You're going to mark up at 1.5. Now stick the 1.5. So I've got my little mark there. You see it? It's just there. Okay, I'm going to put my 1.5 mark on my trimmer, and I'm going to put the point of the bottom in my track. Okay, so I've got the point, the mark that I've just done there, and the point there. So I'll take my blade to the top. Go on, what have I done? I've moved my, whoops, now I've lost my blade, just excuse me. Okay, blade flicked out. Okay, so make sure you've got that in your track and your point absolutely in your track. And then I'm just going to pull that all the way down, and that's taken off that. Now you don't need that, so you can discard that. Okay, and again, we will just concertina it back. But before we do that, the line that you've got there that was 2 inches from there, we are just going to cut up to the first score line. Okay, so you're cutting up to that first score line only. Okay, then we're going to turn it, keep it in your concertina shape, and I'm going to bring this, okay, you're going to bring that corner over, so you're taking it over where the fold is, and we're just going to soften this a bit so that it brings it over like that. So I'm just going to bring my trimmer in, and I'll bring that up so you can see. So we're tucking it over that one and making it come over a little bit over the bottom. That's just roughly just over a eighth. It's like 3/16 have done the bottom, but that's not crucial. It just so that it folds over. We're going to do the same with the other one, this time folding it down the other way. So just round your paper with your fingers and do it about the same. Okay, and I'm just going to use my thing to do that. Now I'm going to open that up a minute and bring back in my bone folder to give a nicer crease on both of those. Now on the bottom one, you can see it's gone slightly over, so I'm going to just bring in my scissors and trim that off. Now it's not done on that top, but if it's done it on your top, just take in your scissors and just do that. Okay, so this is bringing in that curtain tuck your tie backs. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just put a little bit of glue. Now she did use glue dots. I'm just putting a bit of glue on, not the first one, but your little bit, and do the same with the next one. I'm putting a bit of glue on there and a bit of glue on there. Okay, if you want to put that to save for a bit, or you can do what she did and use glue dots. Okay, so I'll just do that. Now, let me move my trimmer just a minute out of my way. So what I'm going to do is turn this over, and I'm going to bring out the last one, and just put glue down the backs of your 2 folded pieces and then glue them down. So we're just going to glue those down there. So just let them go a little bit. Just be patient and let them glue a little bit. Okay. Just hold it a minute or two. And that. Oh, where did the glue go? Yeah, it's on there. Okay, that's there. Right, I've got some tear and tape now. And I'm going to just going to rip a bit of tear and tape. And I'm going to put it on the back of these 2. So that will help hold them down anyway. And then a bit of tear and tape. So what I'm doing is I'm going to wrap some ribbons. So that marker there, you need to put your tear and tape so it's coming in that line there. Okay. So I'll just put some tear and tape just there. Okay. So that I know it's going to you pick up your ribbons. So I'm going to just peel this off both ends. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in my ribbon. So this is rich raspberry actually, but it's going to work very nicely. So I'm just taking my ribbon, just going to put my ribbon all the way across my curtain and just bring that down and wrap it over like that. And we're going to just cut that. Okay, so that looks a little tad on the wonky side, so I'm just going to lift that up just a minute. Just bring it again, get it level this time. There. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to leave that on one side, but I'm just gonna, I think that's stuck, that, because I've just used that. I'm just going to put a bit more glue on that little bit, and I'm just going to weight that down with let's see, I'll weight it down with my tear and tape. I've got some other ribbons. I'll put some other ribbons on there to weight it down just a little while I do other things. There we go. And I'll stack up a few to give it a bit of weight. Okay, that'll do. Okay, whoops. That was some good, wasn't it, when I did that? Right, just going to push that over to one side a minute. Right, I've got a piece of the Petunia Pop, and this measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So we'll stick that on for the minute. So I'll just put this on ready. Okay, and there we go. Oops, let me show you. So we're just going to have nice equal increment all the way around. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there. And then I've got a piece that is 4.5 by 6.5, and that will give a nice equal increment there, but we're not going to stick it on because we're going to do some stamping. Okay, so the first thing is, that should be okay, is we're going to put this back so that it's level with the top and level with the side, And we're just going to put a light pencil mark to show that it goes there, and I can do some there so I can see where that's going. Now I've got a mark there, mark there, mark there, mark there. So I can see now when I'm stamping where my curtain's going to go. So I'm bringing in, I like to stamp with just your standard inks rather than using the black ink. I would really wish stamping up because I'm led to believe that they did used to do a black ink. I really wish they'd bring a black ink back. Let's see whereabouts I did it. I think that'll be okay. I think I'm gonna put that there. And so I do it with Smoky Slate, basic grey. I use a lot of my grey just to stamp my images. Personal preference here, I don't always like in fact, I'm going to go for Petunia. I forgot to get it out. I don't always like the harshness of black, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to go with that. Right. I'm going to bring in Petunia Pop. Oh, sorry, forgot to say. I'm using... just concentrate just a minute. Hopefully it's more difficult when you are doing it on camera because you gets in my way. Right, I get in its way. Where are we? There we go. That's nearly falling off. So I'm using Petunia Pop to colour in my amaryllis. Now you can still get the amaryllis. It's in the Last Chance. I will use this a lot, so if you follow me, you'd be wise if you get frustrated at things I use to pick it up. Right, now I don't have the brown colour that's just going to leave us. I've got cinnamon cider, so I tend to use cinnamon cider. And I'm going to print the outline of my plant pot. Any plant pot that you've got, you can use. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for my leaves. So I can get those now and use Granny Apple Green to bring that in. It's about there. Okay, right, now what I decided to do, I never use my watercolour pencils, so I thought I would use, this is Early Espresso, so I'm just going up and down with my Early Espresso pencil. And when we get to this bit, I'm going to press on a little bit more, and I'm just going all the same way. Okay, and then I'm going to do bigger one here, all the same way I'm going. Let's fill those in a little bit. So I'm just doing this coming over. Yeah. And then when it gets to this, I'm just going to go a little bit darker on there and then go out in it lighter. Okay, so I'm going to just do that, go over it a few times, and I went fractionally out, so I'm just going to use my rubber to take that off. Right, now I bring it in my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to go over my colour in with my Wink of Stella. There we go. And this at the bottom. I don't know why I don't use my watercolour pencils, because there's if you follow me, you'll know that I've said that I'm all right with blends if I colour a little bit, but I just don't seem to have success when I colour larger areas. But actually doing it with what I've just done, make sure you clean off your Wink of Stella brush, is a great way to use your pencils, etc. Now I'm going to come out and I'll leave those bottom ones first. So I liked, what did I say? May your wishes come true. Now, Unbound in Love, and I'm sorry, I was going to check whether Unbound in Love was still available. Where's, I can't see the, oh yes, here it is, the stamp set. It's possibly still available. I think it was in the catalogue, I think, and it's got some lovely sentiments on here. And I thought this happy birthday font was really nice. But it's got this lovely friend, and it's got a friend like that as well. So it's a really good one for some sentiment. So and I'm going to use, as I say, I don't often like going black, so I'm going to use my basic grey. So I'm going to go on my basic grey, and I'm going to put this in about here, I think. There. So that's May All Your Wish Come True. And then let's move that really out of the way. And then the Happy Birthday, this gorgeous font. Thought this was fantastic. I'm going to go higher up with this over there like that. And then, where did I put the friend one? Where are you? Where's my friend one? Oh, do you know, were you shouting at me? It's right before you, it's right to the side of you. We could have a pantomime, couldn't we? Look behind you. And the friend fits nicely in the gap there. That's nice. And then I'm just going to go in, and all those marks that I actually put, I'm just going to get rid of those now. So I love these rubber pencils because they're just really great. Right, before we have an accident, let's get rid of the ink. Okay, now, where's the curtain? So what I did to get this on, I'm going to bring this back in. I'm going to put some tear and tape to start with on the back. So I'm just going to roughly do some tear and tape just to secure it a little bit. So I'll put that over the back of the ribbon, and I'm going to do one in the middle there. And then note, I'm not going right at the top and I'm not going right at the bottom. So I'm going to go there with that. Now I'm going to take these off. Because we want our curtain to be more of a 3D effect, that your curtain is coming out. Let's see. I'm going to put glue, but I'm going to put glue at the top. Okay, a bit down the sides a bit. Put that tear and tape, and I'm going to stop just underneath the tear and tape. That tear and tape will just help me secure it a bit. Now what I'm going to do is place this in my trimmer, because that is going to help me if I make sure that this is pushed against. So I'm going to put it right in the corner, because I put tear and tape on. Push it in the corner and make sure I've got that level with the top as well. So that's helping me make sure it's in exactly the right place. Okay, so I'm just going to press that down, and then you've got your 3D lifting off there at the bottom. Okay, so let's just move the trimmer now. So that's just a tip for you. And so I've put the ribbon on there, but we will need the bow for the tie back. So I'm just going to make a bow and bring that in. Now I don't want it to, because I'm trying to keep things flatter, I'm going to keep it larger, I think, and not pull that too tight. So I think, oh, let's see, might pull it in just a bit there. Okay, and what I always like to do is all my kits, I save the glue dots from my kits, and I like to use the glue dots from the kit. Now this is a bulky ribbon, so I have actually got some bigger glue dots. I think these are great for doing my bows on. I'm going to put that in the middle there, push it down, and then peel off the back. And why haven't I put my lid back on my thing? I don't know. So I'm going to put that on there on the end like that. I'm sure that's like that. Sticking rather up. I'll do fine, and then I'll just cut into it. So and just bring that there like that. Okay, so make sure that so that's fairly flat. Hopefully I'm just gonna put my cinnamon cider lid on before I have an accident, and then we're gonna put glue on the back of this, and we will put equal increments. So, oh yeah, I did. I suddenly panicked then and thought, oh, I didn't put my sentiment on the bottom, but I did. So let's have equal increments all the way round. Okay. Not quite even there, is it? Put it over tad. There we go. Okay, keep that there. And then we're going to open up. And as I say, I'm using these now. Because of this pattern here, it's more directional than this one is. You get away with being able to do them both the same. However, on this one, if you can see the pattern, is it gonna pick it up? Come on, there we go. Can you see? That's the preferred way. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over, and because I've cut this, there'll be burrs here, so I'm just going to smooth that out. And if you look, you will have one will be a bit wider and one's a bit narrow. So of course I'm using the narrow one for the top. So I'm going to show my bubbles, I'm going to call them, because this is the wrong way round. I'm just going to bring this down about 3/16, something like that, I think it is, really. And I'm going to do that with my card so that I can put that absolutely up. So I want that border of white showing. Make sure that you've got that dead level. And then the bottom one, because that's the right way now, I'm going to have that showing the one on the front like that. And again, I'm going to stick it about that 3/16 or so. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not being precise with that. Just leave those. And then I'm going to bring in another sentiment. I thought I did there. right before my eyes. Bring back in my basic grey. So I've got one for inside my card. Okay, and there we go. Put that about there. Okay, and then I can write underneath. So that's that. Right, now all I'm going to do is turn these on the other way and then put these to be level with my card. Okay, there we go. So with the 6x6 paper, those two tiny bits are the only things that's left out of that 6x6. So I think, oh, sorry, also there was that bit, wasn't there? I forgot about that bit. So there is a little bit of waste, but not much. So hope you like that. So which one? Oh, I'm now needing to stick some gems on. I forgot about my gems, didn't I? Now I'm struggling because I haven't got anything. Ooh, I coloured some the other day. And I think I'm not quite liking it. I don't know whether to. I'm going to stick with just the pearls because although I'm quite liking that with the petunia part, I'm not so keen with it with the pretty in pink. So I'm going to stick one just here, about here. So it gives it a space there. Put them down, well, honestly. And then, ooh, I've actually coloured some in grey. They would have been nice. But it's too late now. I'm going to put one about here. And then we'll have one. Where's it gone? Come on, pick up. One. Don't want to come off. Come on. There. And I'm going to have, what's that? I don't know what that is, but it's got to be covered up now. So I'm going to put it there. So I've put it in a different place this time because I think there was something there that I didn't like and it didn't seem to be coming off. So can you see I did triangle? And even though I've put that in a different place, they are still in a triangle. Okay, so hope you liked that. Please give me a thumbs up and do subscribe so that you won't miss any of my further uploads. I'm hoping to film again quite soon as well because got something on my mind that I am thinking about that I want to do. So I will be coming on and doing that. So I hope you like those. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that you stopped by and watched. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now. Don't forget it was a die. In fact, let's see if I can. I'm just going to put my iPad on. And if I can, if it'll let me show you. Let's go back. Let's just go right back, see if I can go back to the beginning. See, she did one like that. Oops, it's not doing it there. So she did one like that, and then when she finished this one, I'm going to take it right the way through. And because she's well, as I say, I have done it different. She put her strip down because, of course, she's not doing a 5x7 card. She's only doing AC. There you go. There. So if you can see, she has to take her flower off the edge because of making a smaller card, and she didn't stick a plant pot on. So I've done mine slightly different to what she did, but that was it. As I say, she is Dies Den Stamping, she's called, and that was WW Pull Back the Curtain. So that's why there's this. So let me go on, stop. There you go. So I took her design and just made it slightly different the way I've done it, because I like to do 5x7 cards, but I really liked it, so I thought I'd have a go. So I hope you like my version as well as hers, and thank you very much. Stay safe, stay well. Bye for now.